Catastrophic Southern California wildfires. 2 of those deaths are confirmed to be right here in the Palisades fire where we are, where at least 5,000 structures, yes, 5,000 structures have been wiped out.
Fox's Bill Malugin is in Pacific Palisades and says on both sides of the street where he is,
every single house has been wiped out. Not a single one is left standing here.
Other fires have also burned down at least 5,000 more homes and buildings. More firefighters are there, but a water tanker aircraft key to battling the flames has been grounded after being damaged colliding with a drone. And speaking of grounded flights, more than 1,700 are canceled by a winter storm snarling travel across the south. Parts of Texas got almost a foot of snow. Storm warning stretch from there all the way across to Georgia and the Carolinas, Virginia, over to Kentucky and Tennessee. It is sentencing day in New York for President-elect Trump, who will appear virtually at
9:30 Eastern time for those 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. But Judge Juan Merchan has indicated he will not give Trump jail time, fines, or probation. The incoming president tried to stop this sentencing from moving forward, but the Supreme Court denied that request.
Fox's Brooke Singman. Now, the court suggested that Trump appeal, which he plans to, calling the case a disgrace and a witch hunt. Former President Jimmy Carter has been laid to rest in Plains, Georgia, next to his wife, Rosalind, after a funeral at the National Cathedral. President Biden delivered the eulogy, calling Carter a man of character.
It's the strength to understand that everyone should be treated with dignity, respect.
America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast. A look into the Menendez brothers with victims or villains. Then, Judge Janine Pirro and a panel of experts break down their new fight for freedom with monsters or misunderstood. And follow 3 incredible cases where world-renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden helps change the course of the investigation with the Baden Files. Listen and follow at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
Including the pre-Super Bowl era, what NFL franchise has won the most NFL championships?
I'm going to say the Cowboys.
I guess I would say the Packers.
How'd you do exactly? These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Thank you for taking the quiz.
It's been 9 days since the New Year's terror attack in New Orleans when an Army veteran turned ISIS supporter drove a truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street, killing 14 people until police killed him. Now the city is working to secure Mardi Gras parades and next month's Super Bowl.
New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell discussed the goal at a Thursday news conference.
Doubling down how we can improve, again, to make our city safer.
New Orleans is partnering with former LA Police Chief and New York Police Commissioner Bill Bratton. He says the goal is to learn from what took place on New Year's and
preventing anything like that from happening again.
Bratton also says ISIS taught New Orleans and the entire country a lesson on New Year's.
The secret of terrorism was the ability to use the internet, the ability to inspire. They didn't have to be here.
He wants to establish a security platform for the city that will last for years. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
In about 2 hours, we'll get some important news.
The first major economic report of 2025 comes this morning, the December jobs report. Wall Street economists are predicting that a modest 155,000 jobs were added in the final month of 2024, down from 227,000 in November. In December, the unemployment rate is forecast to hold steady at 4.2%.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky on Wall Street ahead of that report. Futures are down modestly after a rare Thursday off at the stock market. No trading in honor of former President Carter's funeral. Last-minute drama in the college football playoffs.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
A game-winning field goal for Notre Dame with just seconds left, beating Penn State 27-24 on ESPN. The Fighting Irish advance to the championship game. They'll play the winner of tonight's other college semifinal, Texas versus Ohio State. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency issued a state of emergency Thursday ahead of a significant winter storm that's making its way across the volunteer state right now. In addition, Governor Bill Lee has ordered all state offices to close today. Anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snowfall expected for most parts of the mid-state. Meantime, Tennessee Tech University offices will be closed today due to the expected snowfall. A statement from the university also stated that many campus services will also be closed, including all dining hall services and the recreation center. A Putnam County juvenile faces a charge accusing him of possessing explosive components. According to a press release from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, a tip led deputies to the juvenile's home where they found components capable of producing an explosive device. The release says the investigation remains active and ongoing. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila here. We are in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:06, and well, here comes that winter storm.
Yes, we are live. A lot of folks were asking us if we were going to be on the air. Yes, we are. We're live on the air this morning. And our special guest, very special, he's like really popular now, especially with the snowstorm moving in. We have got the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel's Anthony Taylor. Good morning, Anthony.
Anthony, are you there? Well, I swear we just had him.
Hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Can hear you now.
Okay. Well, hey, that's the beauty of live radio, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So, Anthony, what's the timing on this winter storm? And looking at the radar, it looks like there's some freezing rain ahead of it. Is that right, or am I just reading the radar incorrectly?
The radar does funky things in these situations. I don't think freezing rain is going to be a concern for us. It's going to be an all snow event. If you look at your radar, it may be showing it already snowing on the plateau.
Yeah.
And the radar beam is seeing some snow, but the lower levels of the atmosphere just aren't quite saturated enough for that to reach the ground yet. So I know I've seen reports of flakes flying already in Nashville. So it's only a matter of time. I'd say within the next couple of hours, we'll see that snow transition into the Upper Cumberland region. So, and once it starts, it won't shut off for quite a while. It'll probably later tonight before the snow actually comes to an end.
All right. So if somebody has something to do today, like it's an absolute must, right now, this morning is the time to get it done if you absolutely have to. And what do you think the cutoff time for the Upper Cumberland Cookeville would be as far as getting out of the house?
Now.
All right, now. Yeah. So get out and get it done.
Yeah, I'm not anything beyond now. I'm not advising it, but play it by your own risk, I guess. But
well, right now everything is clear. I mean, if you're waking up now and you go and you look outside and you're going to see absolutely nothing happening and think, these weather guys.
I know, here come the conspiracies, right?
Right,
Even though this is exactly what I said the last few days, what happened.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen you say this is a slam dunk before. And
I don't think I was looking back to last January's snow system. We had a pretty good snow then, but dynamics with this one are totally different. There was a lot more nuance last year, and some areas didn't get quite as much with that one. But this one has textbook written all over it. So it's one of the best events I've seen as far as and accumulating snow for everyone.
So what makes it that? I mean, what makes it a textbook, we're going to get a bunch of snow forecast?
Snow's a really complicated thing for us, as we've all learned over the years. This one, a lot of it has to do with the track of the system, bringing a lot of Gulf moisture into the area. Also, southerly track of the low going across North Alabama, northern Georgia. We're on the north side of that low, exactly where we need to be for the heaviest precipitation and the freezing temperatures that will allow for a very good, heavy, wet snowfall.
Mm-hmm. Now, so with it being in real close to 30 and maybe even over 30, but not quite over freezing, that does make for a bigger snow, right?
Yes, it does. And, even here at the surface level, we may actually rise above freezing by a degree or two today, but it's not going to matter. Above our heads, it's all below freezing. So it's going to be all snow coming down. Ground temperatures are already at or below freezing, so it's going to stick on contact, and travel conditions are going to deteriorate quickly as soon as it starts.
Now,
So,
Anthony, is it supposed to snow again tomorrow for the Upper Cumberland?
so this system will begin pulling out later this evening and overnight. It's going to take some time for the snow to finally shut off. So we may still have some lingering flurries into the morning hours, but
nothing like today.
Nothing like today, though.
Yeah. So most of the accumulating snow will be done sometime tonight.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And we're going to talk to Randy Jones, the road supervisor for Putnam County, in just a little bit. But with those temperatures being at or maybe even a little bit above freezing, that will give the opportunity for the salt to work, the scraping to work. So maybe, I know the forecast is in that 6-inch-ish range. But on the roads, we might have gotten a little lucky on this.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not an expert on that. Certainly hope that the treatments work, but I think there will probably come a point where it's just going to be an uphill battle trying to keep up with it. And I think the snow will probably win that battle.
Yeah.
And then the next issue we'll have is overnight temperatures falling well below freezing again into the 20s. So you'll get that refreeze of anything that is liquidy to just pure ice. And then tomorrow, I don't really see us probably getting above freezing tomorrow. The clouds will hang around, and overnight tomorrow night, if we do get any clearing, that could drop our lows well down into the teens.
Okay.
Any travel issues, which we will have widespread issues, will be probably long lasting for a while. Of course, the main highways, TDOT, they'll do their thing, highway department and all that. But secondary roads, it's probably going to be problematic for quite some time.
I got you.
So I would think that's why you're staying at home. I didn't know if you, since you're such a weather geek, would be in Nashville trying to get Jim Cantori's autograph from the Weather Channel. That's all I've heard about. Of course, the big storm, and then, oh my goodness, it's real. Jim Cantori is in Nashville. But he knows it's a slam dunk too. I'm sure that's why he's in.
Oh yeah, they have him in prime position.
I think he's wanting thunder snow. No chance of that today, though, right?
I wouldn't discount it.
Oh, that's exciting.
I've never seen thunder snow.
It is a small possibility.
You're teasing us, Anthony.
I know.
I've never seen it in real life. I'd love to. I mean, I want to be home.
Right. We want to be home.
I've experienced it once. I've experienced it when I was inside. I just heard this little snow and heard this loud boom. Like, what was that? And then it occurred to me that was thunder.
Anthony, if you could kind of summarize what today will be, like if you had to put some times on things starting and when they'll be the worst, if that's something that you want to do, what are your thoughts on that?
I would say for the immediate Cookeville area, we're looking at around probably 8 to 9 a.m. or so for snow to start falling. Could have some flakes before then, but I'd say after about 9 a.m. it's going to be snowing pretty decently. And we're probably going to have some moderate to heavy snow bands for a good chunk of the day. We could have snow rates approaching anywhere from a half inch to maybe even upwards of an inch per hour at a time. Not the whole day, but there will be times we will have snow rates that heavy, and it'll
snow rates meaning that at that particular time that's how fast it's snowing, not meaning we're going to get an inch in 1 hour.
Well, no, we could get up to an inch in an hour.
Okay.
So you're not talking about flurries. This is a snow shower.
This is real snow, heavy, wet, big flakes.
Build a snowman,
snowball, packing snow. Good stuff.
I was talking to the Landers guys at Landers Trade up in Monterey. They sold 80 sleds yesterday. They only have 50 sleds left.
I can believe it.
So if you're in the Monterey area, you want to get a sled, you've got till about 8 o'clock to run and get you one over at Landers Trade, and only 50 left, so you better go. Hey, Anthony, we appreciate your time this morning. We'll probably try to call you back at some point several times throughout the day to get some updates, if that's okay.
All right. I'll be doing some updates myself over on our Facebook, YouTube, X. So,
and they just find you at Upper Cumberland Weather Channel. I know on Facebook, Upper Cumberland Weather.
That's correct. We'll probably get a lot of that rolling probably later on as we approach the afternoon hours, once we really start getting some accumulation and issues in here.
If it really starts getting rough and stuff, we may add you on Hub Plus, if that's okay.
That'll work.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. We appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you again a little bit later on in the day as this winter storm gets going.
All right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Sheila and I are here helping you get through Winter Storm 2025.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do we name winter storms? I don't know. Maybe we give this
one
one
like tornadoes and hurricanes, but
okay.
I mean, we can start that.
Wait, what do you want to name it?
Let me think about it.
All right, you think on that. Yeah. Coming up, we'll try to get hold of Randy Jones, road supervisor for Putnam County, and see how the salting and what their plan is for today. That's all coming up on Good Morning Cookeville, live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Experience peace of mind with Cove Generators, your trusted partner in power solutions. Start the new year with peace of mind and our exclusive offer. Purchase a Generac generator and receive a free 10-year warranty. Whether for home, outdoor, or commercial use, our expert installers ensure you never lose power again. Visit us at 728 East 15th Street, Cookeville, or call 615-241-6343. Trust the Cove Generators family to keep your family safe and powered this winter.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
At Gentry's Power Equipment, we deliver value with expertise and top-notch service. Now's the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor gear with instant rebates on all Laser Z models, E, S, and X, up to $750. Plus, enjoy a low financing rate of 1.99% for 48 months. Looking for steel products? Our knowledgeable local dealers provide personalized service you won't find at big box stores. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville.
In the air and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
All right, you said bye-bye to big government and you want limited government. You voted for that. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you are still using the big carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, I ask, why are you doing that? Because my cell phone company, Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers. You get the same 5G network. You get better customer service. And they're based here in the U.S., and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Now, that's right. There's simply no need to spend $85, $100 a month per person on your wireless bill. Not when you can get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. And by the way, the average family of 4 saves about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:20 now.
And today we are updating you on when the snow's coming, talking to certain officials. We'll have Randy Jones on a little bit later. He's road supervisor. Also, we'll talk to Cookeville Police Department, also Sheriff Eddie Ferris from the Putnam County Sheriff's Department, and a few of the dignitaries around the Upper Cumberland just to see how their roads are looking. Right now, we don't have anything to report, but the snow's probably going to get here around 9 o'clock is what Anthony Taylor said. He's the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel. That's what he does. And a lot of you tune into him on Facebook.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he said somewhere between 8 and 9. I see a few flakes starting around 8, but by 9 it starts in earnest. So if you have something to get done, now is the time if you got to head out. Here's the thing, though. Most everything's closed.
It is because, you know that it's definitely going to happen today.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Tech is closed. Putnam, all 95 counties in the in Tennessee are closed.
And there's a lot of businesses that decided to go ahead and close for the safety of their employees.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to do. I mean, unless you're a major service, I get that. Grocery store workers and things like that, I imagine, are still going.
They're still working.
But, we're here working, Sheila.
We are. It's like when something exciting happens, we feel like we've got to be on the air talking about it, and we knew the snow was not going to start until after our morning show.
That's right. We're like, well, we can make it.
We can brave the storm before the storm starts. But I thought this would be a fun question for us today since we are expecting snow.
Yeah.
And, of course, your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond in Sparta. I haven't talked to Dana, the manager there, yet to see if he's closed. I'm sure they're probably going to go in and open for a little bit, but I don't know 100%.
Who's to say?
But here's our question. Besides no school, what did you love about snow days when you were a kid?
Hanging out with my me ma and my pa.
Well, see, I loved hanging out with my granny and pa, and granny a lot of times would make snow cream. Now, that was before we knew how bad the things in the air were, but it is so good, snow cream, and her recipe was just so much fun, to go and do snow cream.
We only did that once. I remember ever making snow cream.
Well, sometimes she would put like a bowl out and catch the snow like right beside the door, so nothing would get in it, but it was always fun. And then I loved building snowman. Now that I'm older, I'm realizing just how hard building a snowman is. It's a lot of effort. Didn't even know how much effort when I was a kid because you just don't get worn out.
Well, I'm thinking about going and building one because that'd be fun for the grandkids to see.
Yeah.
And
they're in Georgia, so I don't know. Is the snow going to skip over them or?
No, I think they're just going to get rain.
Yeah, so that's not as fun as snow.
I don't think they're going to get snow.
I mean, when you're a kid, you really want that snow.
Absolutely.
Your 2 cents is besides no school, what do you love or did you love about snow days when you were a kid? Here's what they're saying. We always had school in Michigan is what Trudy said. So
here they come. I know.
Always had school.
You always had school. You also had 10 times the equipment that we've got to deal with it.
Yeah, but she did say she liked ice skating.
And like 50% less hills.
Right. People judge people in the South, but you know what I think it is? They're jealous because we get to shut down.
Is that what it is?
That's what I'm saying.
They jealous.
They're just jealous.
They jealous of us.
Susan said she loved playing in the snow with her sister and her cousins. Robin said, again, where I came from, we didn't have snow days. We only had spring break and no such thing as fall break.
We didn't have fall break either.
I did.
Oh.
Lynchburg.
Lynchburg's a different place.
Yeah. What did you love about snow days growing up? Lynn said oyster stew.
Now, when you say
I would try that.
Now, when you say fall break, you don't mean like around Christmas, right? You mean y'all got
that
out.
May be what I'm thinking about.
Yes, you're talking about like a Christmas break.
I don't know if we really got a fall break either. Now that I'm thinking,
you didn't.
I can't remember back that far. I'm old.
You didn't get a fall break.
How do you know?
Because
it's Tennessee school system.
Well, right, we didn't get that stuff.
I felt like we got out a lot.
No, we didn't.
Anyway, what do people like about snow days? Angie said sledding. They made snow cream. There are several people that say snow cream. I know that wasn't a big thing for you.
Well, I mean, why not just,
because it's different than regular ice cream. It's the whole going out, gathering it, and then watching Granny make it, okay? It's a special thing.
But if you think about it, it's
don't think about it and don't ruin my great memory.
Water, milk, and sugar.
So,
I mean, the snow doesn't really do anything.
It is the tradition of having to go gather, bring it in for Granny to make it.
We had too many animals outside, so.
Well, we didn't.
It wasn't like you could just go and scoop.
My granny didn't, but we did at our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had way too many animals. Yep. You never knew what you were going to eat.
Yeah, my dad grew up with lots of animals. My granny is on my dad's side, Granny and Pa. They had gotten rid of all their animals by the time they were Granny and Pa.
Well, we had sheep and goats, so you didn't want any, feces pieces in there.
Oh my goodness, no! And that wasn't even close to mine.
Right. That's
Come on, don't ruin it.
That's why we did.
Feces pieces instead of Reese's pieces.
Yeah, because they look like it. The little round look like Reese's pieces, but I always called them feces pieces.
Yuck.
Because they're.
None of that. And my snow cream. Come on.
Right. That's why we didn't have
there was
much
no
of
yellow in it either.
Also on snow days, I liked, because I'd go out with my grandpa and we'd feed all the cattle. And
oh, yeah.
I always thought it was fun to roll out the hay.
And they looked more excited when it was snowing because they're like, we can't find the food.
And we'd put out silage for them, and they were big fans of silage. And I'd stand on the back of the truck and scoop it out in big piles and sing to them, be a rock star, because they'd all pile around the back of the truck like I was the coolest thing that ever was.
So if you had an audience, you didn't care if it was cattle, sheep, what, you're gonna entertain.
I'd be back there with scoop, don't eat nothing but a good
scoop.
And then, feed them a little bit, and then they'd be like, wow, this guy's incredible. He should win Grammys.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is when you grow up on a farm, that's your first big audience.
Yeah.
Cattle or sheep.
Cattle love
maybe
me.
Goats.
Yeah. And then after that, you'd get home, and then your grandma would have, something cooked.
Yeah. Something good.
And then all the old school game shows were on, and the soap operas, and then that'd be like with my grandpa. My pa, he'd, take a nap, so he'd just fall asleep, and I'd just snack and eat and catch up on my programs,
on your stories.
On
That's
my
what my granny would call them. She goes, I got to watch my stories, and she'd be good about beef stew and like hearty stuff like that. When you're talking soups, it wasn't soups, it was stew with lots of stuff in it. Keep you warm, you know.
We'd play dominoes, which was always fun. Board games are always fun when it's a snow day too. I miss all those days. So maybe we can have some of those over the weekend. It's 6:29 now, and that was your 2 cents brought to you by Freedom Pond. Thank those guys for being such great sponsors. We appreciate it. Appreciate you listening. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. This timeline, it looks like around between 8 and 9 is when the snow will get here in earnest. We may see a few flakes before then, and it may take them a while to get started. Even if you're looking on radar right now and see that maybe it's snowing at your house, but you look out and it's not. It's just not. The atmosphere isn't moist enough yet.
And Alexa may say it's snowing, but that's because she may see something that we don't.
It's a lie.
Yeah, she told me it was snowing already.
Y'all stay with us. We got our AccuWindow weather open here at the Willow Window Studio. Y'all stay home, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on around town in the Upper Cumberland. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The system that the Putnam County school system uses to track grades and attendance has been compromised by a security breach. In a notice to parents, the school system said an unauthorized party gained access to the Power School system late last month, affecting school districts nationwide. The notice said the breach included access to data concerning students and teachers. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency issued a state of emergency Thursday ahead of a significant winter storm that's making its way across the volunteer state. In addition, Governor Bill Lee has ordered all state offices to close today. Cookeville police arrested a man Tuesday for allegedly firing a gun through his window while intoxicated. A police report said 27-year-old Adam Christopher Miller also resisted officers' efforts to take him into custody. He's charged with 2 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of resisting. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. On UCR last night, the Upperman Bees beat Stone Memorial to open 7 AAA play. On the girls' side, Upperman won 71-42, and on the boys' side, Upperman won 62-45. Pickett County also swept Clay County to open up 7 single-A play, with the Lady Bobcats winning 73-47 and the Bobcats winning 76-41. Tennessee Tech men continued their win streak, beating Eastern Illinois 69-64 for their 5th win in a row. The Tech women lost 71-40 to Eastern Illinois. Notre Dame is the first team to punch their ticket to the CFP National Championship as they beat Penn State 27-24 last night. The game was tied 10-10 to start the 4th quarter. Penn State had the ball with 50 seconds to play and threw an interception near midfield to set up Notre Dame's chances for the game-winning field goal. The Minnesota Vikings playoff game against the Los Angeles Rams is being moved from LA to Arizona as the California wildfires continue burning. The game is still set for Monday at 7 p.m. Georgia quarterback Carson Beck had originally planned to enter the NFL draft and is instead entering the transfer portal. According to reports, Miami could be a potential destination for Beck. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street gets back to business today. The markets were closed yesterday in observance of the National Day of Mourning for former President Jimmy Carter. This morning, the monthly employment report is released. Economists are forecasting 155,000 jobs added in December, fewer than November. It's believed the unemployment rate held at 4.2%. Mercedes-Benz sales slumped last year as it faces tough competition from Chinese car makers. Its car sales declined 3% in 2024, with the largest decline in China. Your unwanted purchases may be going back to the seller with the help of delivery giant DHL. DHL Supply Chain has purchased Inmar Supply Chain Solutions, which handles return merchandise. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda, invested in you.
One of our new sponsors, Rapid Radios, makes the coolest walkie-talkies, and they're a must-have this year. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk devices with nationwide coverage, 100% private, and a great communication device for kids. See them at rapidradios.com.
For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off free UPS shipping from Michigan, plus a free protection bag. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Winter storm warnings now out for all 95 counties in Tennessee. Snow's going to break out early on Friday morning and spread from west to east. As it does, accumulations will mount, travel problems will develop. We'll see temperatures top out in the mid-30s, but then as the snow starts, they'll drop a little bit, and into the evening hours will fall back to around 20. The snow should taper off. Total accumulations right now look about 4 to 6 inches for our area.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
Good morning,
107.7 and
Cookeville.
1400 The Hub.
Here in the Willow Windows studio, getting you prepared for Winter Storm 2025.
Boom, 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 Snowmageddon.
It's 6:35 now.
But if you're waking up, nothing's on the roads just yet. It is in the atmosphere, a brewing.
Right.
That's my prediction, because we talked to Anthony Taylor with the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel. He didn't say it's a brewing, but he said it's definitely going to happen. Well, Putnam County Sheriff Eddie Ferris is on the line with us. I know roads aren't bad yet, but it's definitely coming sometime between 8:30 and 9, somewhere along in there.
Yeah, it seems to be when it's going to start. What does the sheriff's department do to get ready for events like this?
Well, so we always have a plan with our employees. Obviously, we're ready to deploy more than normal on a shift if we need to. So we've got that in place, and so we try to get areas throughout the county, and obviously we've got a lot of help within the cities, all the city entities that we have. So out in the county is what we're really focusing on. Obviously there's more people here closer, so we'll do that as well. But we try to station our deputies out in certain areas of the county, so we don't have to go very far for people who are calling in that needs help. So we've got that in place, and so we're working obviously close with our county road department as well as TDOT here in Putnam County to try to make sure that we communicate good with each other and notify things that are going on that we can get. Hopefully we don't get so much that we have to start prioritizing, but sometimes that does happen.
When TEMA and the state, when they do a statewide emergency, I believe it's I forgot the word I'm looking for here. State of emergency, when they call for that, which they have for today. Does that change anything that the sheriff's department does on as far as procedures go, or is it y'all pretty much do the same thing? You just know that there's a possibility for emergencies.
Yeah, not really. For us, we're always concentrated on the people of citizens here in Putnam County, regardless of what other folks are doing. So not really. For us, we want to make sure that we've got enough people on staff and ready to go if things get out of control, as far as, we start having many things happening. So we just want to make sure we have the personnel on standby to do that, as we always do. So doesn't change a whole lot. Obviously this thing has been brewing for a few days, so people's talked about it. It's been on social media, and y'all have done a great job keeping the listeners informed of the progress of it. And so most people are prepared. You could see that from some of the things that was going on from the grocery stores and the stores around yesterday. So,
oh gosh,
yeah. So most people hopefully are prepared, and hopefully, quite honestly, hopefully they're staying at home and staying close by.
Judging from the past, when we've had like a snowstorm, I know ice storm is something totally different, but like a snowstorm like this that is expected, besides wrecks, what are some other things people call in for an emergency that they need to be thinking of already to try to prepare?
Well, one of the big things, we've had some really cold temperatures. So if we get to the point to where we start losing some power across the county, that's certainly a concern for us and everybody. And that really ramps us up when people start losing power this time of year with smaller kids and older folks and and people that things that are going. So we really watch that. The power, as long as we keep power going and people have heat, stay warm, we're in pretty good shape.
And also on days like this, what constitutes calling 911 versus the regular sheriff's line, which I believe is 528-8484.
Well,
so what's the difference? Like, give us some scenarios that someone would call 911 for, and something that you would just call the sheriff's department for.
Well, obviously, if you see somebody in a ditch that a minor thing, and they're out looking at their car, that's not really a 911 thing. But if you see two cars plowing together, or one car turned over on its top, or something of that nature, or
life threatening,
fixing to go down off of a hill or something, then obviously that's 911.
Right.
We don't get in the weeds too much on that. If someone thinks it's an emergency and they're doing it out of good faith, and that's fine. We'll sort that out, either the 911 and our dispatchers at the sheriff's office, or we'll sort it out when we get there. So that's not really a huge thing. But for us, especially on this day, I mean, every time we get a call, we can't help if we don't get there. So our guys are, our deputies ladies are going to be very cautious of getting there, but hopefully, we'll get there and get the help and do what we need to do. So,
y'all do training for everything else. As far as driver training goes, do you do driver training for different scenarios like snow?
Well, we really don't. That's sort of just an experience type thing.
Oh, okay.
We do it for wet and water, but it's hard to train for snow and ice. So that's one of those things you just get from experience. And it gets to the point sometimes that instead of a single deputy in a car, we actually end up having to double up. If on certain situations, if it gets that bad, but not really. Everything's pretty good. Once again, we communicate well and with each other and other police departments. Obviously, we Cookeville and Baxter, Monterey, and all good. They're out helping us, and we have an understanding. We help them inside the city, and if we need them to come out in the county to assist us on certain things, if we start getting busy, they'll certainly do that. So we work well together.
What road in Putnam County on a day like today is the road you hate the most?
Well, it's the one that's traveled the most. That's really the key. We have a lot of bad roads in Putnam County. When it comes to weather, obviously Buck Mountain's not a good one, and we have some others.
Unless you're sledding. If you're sledding, that'd be a hell of a time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But, and look, we've all done it. Kids and teenagers get out on the roads and sled, and all that's fine. Just please need to be aware of oncoming cars and traffic. If you got to be able to see cars coming in different times. We want everybody, especially all the younger people, to enjoy the snow. But just be careful and cautious, and just know that the vehicles may not be able to get stopped, and don't take for granted they're going to be stopped, able to slow down if they're coming down a hill or come up on a stop sign or something. So just be smart.
Well, Sheriff Eddie Ferris on the phone with us here in the Willow Window Studio. Eddie, I'm sure we'll talk to you a few times throughout the day, get some more reports from you. Of course, if there's anything we need to get to the public throughout the day on any of the Cookeville communication stations, whether that's the Country Giant, Kiss FM, WHUB, 106.1 The Eagle, whatever, you just let us know and we'll get the word out. But we'll be calling and checking in with you throughout the day as well, if that's all right.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Sheriff Eddie Ferris here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us, guys. We'll be right back.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Living in Tennessee, I knew my child had many options for college, but I didn't realize the full support available until we discovered the University of Tennessee system. UT Promise, a scholarship for families earning under $75,000, was a game changer, ensuring my child could attend college without the burden of debt. After visiting UT's 5 campuses, I knew we'd found the perfect fit. Explore the same opportunities for your child at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, one just for you.
Disease, sickness, and injury are burdens for anyone, but especially when you have no one to help you. Be a blessing to a neighbor who is alone in the hospital and facing a health emergency. Learn more at CookevilleRegionalCharity.org.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ, wanting to wish you and your loved ones a very happy New Year. We want to invite you to join us for a special new Bible study through the Gospel of Matthew as we read and discuss the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. Please be sure to join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
Hey, life doesn't stop when cancer starts. Some don't make it to treatment simply because they don't have a ride. You can change that. Volunteer to drive with the American Cancer Society Road to Recovery program. Visit cancer.org/drive to learn more.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:47. We've got a winter storm warning going on, and Anthony Taylor, Upper Cumberland Weather, and most of the other weather people are saying that the timeline for us here in the Upper Cumberland will start around 8, between 8 and 9 is when it really starts gearing up. So if you have something to do, if you need to run to the grocery store, now's a great time.
Yeah, the roads are clear right now.
Yeah.
But it is on its way. And by 9 or 10, it will have probably a coating, and then it will just keep coming.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep you updated throughout the morning, and we'll check in with Sheriff's Department, EMA coming up. We'll talk to the Cookeville Police Department. We're going to get you geared up for everything you need to know throughout the rest of the day.
Yes.
Here on Good Morning Cookeville. So just stay with us, if you will. But since nothing's happening, Sheila, I think we should go ahead and do some real good.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Every day, me and Sheila, we go through some news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. Tim King of Lombardy, Illinois, was renovating his parents' house, which is the home that he grew up in. And when he stumbled upon a special Christmas surprise, Tim and his crew took out a medicine cabinet before they installed new drywall. For some reason, Tim was inspired to take a peek behind the wall to make sure nothing was back there. Well, wouldn't you know it, something was back there. a wrapped Christmas present with his name on it from 1978.
Huh, wow.
Inside, Tim found vintage Matchbox model airplanes, which would have been a perfect present for him when he was 6 years old. The present was extra special because Tim's mom made a point to give each kid the exact same number of gifts for Christmas. So for 46 years, Tim points out that he was cheated out of one gift. And now that he has that one gift, everything is back in balance.
So he did remember, or was he just saying that?
He may not have remembered, but if you didn't get one, then you can deduct that there was the one time he didn't.
I didn't know if it had always been bothering him. His siblings got more than him.
Well, it could have been, and now he's found it. What a great hiding spot for mom and dad.
Because they even forgot.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, since it's in mint condition, if it was worth even more.
A lot of those Matchbox things are, especially if they have, I don't know if it's Hot Wheels or Matchbox. My friend Jerry Salmon would be able to tell you. He deals in the retro toy world, but if it's got a red line, if the tire has a red line around it, apparently it's worth more than if they don't.
More rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but I even may be wrong on that.
And you said that's a Matchbox airplane?
Airplane, which I
haven't heard of.
I remember seeing them when I was a kid.
I didn't see a lot of them. I saw the cars more than I did that. So I'm thinking it may be even more rare than we think. I don't know. Jerry would know.
Yeah. Another real good story over in England. Ruth Tripp and Jack Drever took hair donations. Well, here's Jerry texting me right now. We'll have an answer.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels are the ones with red lines.
Gotcha.
Matchbox, not so much. Thanks, Jerry. Over in England, Ruth Tripp and Jack Drever took hair donations for a whole new level. Ruth, a mother of four, donated an impressive 5 feet 7 inches of her hair.
That's almost as much as as tall as me, is what I'm trying to say. I'm 5'2.5".
Sheila, that's taller than you.
You said 5 feet.
5 feet 7 inches.
Oh, yes, it is. I just heard the 5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's more than my height.
You'd be stepping on that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she gave it to the Little Princess Trust.
That's great.
Setting the record for the largest single donation by a female. Jack, 2 feet 11 inches.
Which is, that's good too.
Oh, yeah. Both donations will be used to make wigs for kids undergoing cancer treatment. Ruth was happy to make the donation and pointed out that the dedication required to keep her hair healthy for so long. She said, being patient was hard. I used a lot of shampoo and conditioner, but the main preparation was the time letting the hair grow. Jack, who grew his hair out for 7 years, decided it was just time for a change and was excited for the chance to help others. He said, I decided to break the record to provide the best possible donation as well as raise awareness for the charity, he said.
I bet they were both glad to have their hair cut.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, because it is, like, especially what she's saying, look how long it had been growing out. So it does get dry, and she's really had to, baby that hair and take care of it for the folks she's donating it to.
I always thought Crystal Gale's hair was so pretty.
Yeah.
And it was so long. It went all the way down to the floor.
And so healthy looking, too.
Yeah,
She took good care of her hair.
She took good care of it.
Yeah.
I got to meet her once.
Did you touch her hair? Did you ask her?
Back in my much younger days when I didn't have any sense. And I asked her if I could pretend to be Cousin It and under it.
She let you?
She let me. And it was real fun.
I'm sure it was. I mean, how many people can say they were Cousin It with Crystal Gale's hair?
So, yes, I got to touch Crystal Gale's hair.
That's fun. She didn't take herself too seriously then, did she?
No. And she's so beautiful.
And inside and out, you know?
I mean, you go back and look at some of those old album covers of Crystal Gale. She was a stone cold fox.
She was, and those beautiful blue eyes. She didn't have brown eyes because she had that song, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue?
Right.
I mean, they turned blue, I guess.
And, her and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them back in that day.
Yes. Yep. They
And-
looked a lot alike, kind of.
See, I think my wife Donna looks like a cross between them.
She does. She's beautiful.
She's a Crystal Gale, Linda Carter
hottie.
And
If you do say so yourself.
Well, she
He's
does.
not lying, though. Donna's
she's
beautiful.
got that pretty brunette hair and those pretty blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I
They're
mean,
pretty small.
she's pretty much a spitting image of both of them.
She's just all Donna.
That lasso of truth, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
I
out
bet
for
she
that.
uses that on you.
Sheila, here we go. We got some time. Let's finish strong here on Ask
Oh,
Sheila.
okay.
I believe you're at 5.
I lost count. It's Friday, and I've been thinking of snow.
So here we go. This is just about Americans, the average American. All right. Over a quarter of Americans can do this. What is it?
I mean, that could be anything.
It could be, but what do you think the answer is?
Over a quarter of Americans can do this.
Yeah.
Whistle.
Speak a second language
Ah,
is the answer. Do you know any?
not fluently. I took Spanish for 2 years. I can read it better than I can remember all the sentences when I'm talking to somebody.
I don't.
Yeah.
I failed Spanish 2 years in a row.
Oh, I was good in it, but it's like you learn certain things and how to diagram and all that, and
Yeah.
you don't really learn a full language in 2 years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know 2 years sounds like a long time, but when it's just in class and then you're studying conjugating and all that,
I couldn't conjugate English.
yeah.
And then they wanted us to do it in Spanish. I was
To do a
like,
foreign language
guys,
conjugate.
I'm out. I'm going to chorus.
I'm going to chorus. You know, if you gave up and went to chorus, it was bad.
I got to go to chorus. They're going to need a baritone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, Sheila.
Okay.
Almost half Americans' homes have one of these. What is it?
Almost half.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. My house has multiples of these.
Space heaters.
No, Donna, she don't do space heaters.
Multiples of the. Oh, Alexa.
No. A house plant.
Oh, I could have gotten that because your Miss Donna is almost like a horticulturist.
Yeah, she still got that Christmas cactus alive you gave her.
Mine died last year.
It's bloomed like 3 or 4 times. Somebody gave her some sort of indoor lily thing that always dies, but hers keeps coming back.
I don't know how she took care of the Christmas cactus so good, and it's beautiful.
I don't know either.
I just feel like my green thumb kills it.
Yeah. It must, because she's got something. I don't know what it is.
She knows what she's doing.
All right, Sheila. Almost half of Americans have worn these at least once. Almost half of Americans have worn these at least once.
Crocs. You haven't even tried one on, but I was doing that to be funny. But
It's not Crocs. You want to guess again?
is it any kind of shoe?
It's not a shoe.
Have worn these, not sunglasses.
Well, you guess shoes a lot.
Because
You're you're shoe crazed.
Don't talk to Tim about that. Don't compare notes.
He knows.
Yeah, he does know. How many shoes does one person need? I've got like 4 pair. That's it. Black, brown, and tennis shoes, and maybe some slip-ons.
Almost half of Americans have worn these at least once, Sheila. Do you have an answer?
Knickers.
Mickey Mouse ears.
You know, I've never worn Mickey Mouse ears. You'd think I had.
Yeah, I've got some with my name on the front.
I've gone to Disney, whatever it is in Florida, World or Land. One in Florida.
Disney World.
But I didn't I didn't really want the ears, didn't care, so I never got them.
Here's how you remember where it's at. If it's in Florida, it's in Orlando. In World, it's got O-O-R-L, Orlando. If it's in Disney Land, it's in Los Angeles, L.A. Land.
Oh, thank you. That helps. L.A. Land.
Coming up, we've got the police department on the way. We'll be talking to them. Brandon Smith from EMS. We'll try to get a hold of some people to help us with what they're doing with the roads. the timeline and all that. All coming up for you. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.
More grieving and more devastation around Los Angeles. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This morning, the smell of smoke permeates the hills and the mountains and the surf and the ocean side as you can hear it. Another day of fighting very active fires here in Los Angeles.
About 10,000 homes and buildings have burned as 5 wildfires still rage.
Confirmed 10 deaths now at this point.
Fox Weather's Robert Ray is among the ruins in Malibu.
All you see is crumbled and sideways tilted steel beams. This is going to have to go, as many of the homes and businesses up and down the PCH where I am right now are destroyed.
There are more firefighters trying to douse the flames, but a water tanker aircraft, key to the battle, is grounded, damaged in a collision with a drone. Fox's Bill Malugin reports from fire-ravaged Pacific Palisades.
I cannot stress to you how crucial these aircraft are. LA County leases them from Canada every year. There's only 2 of them. They're the aircraft you see dipping into the Pacific Ocean and making these drops. They can drop 6 tons of water at each time. They are a massive help.
A winter storm across the South has canceled more than 2,000 flights today. Many to and from Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and Nashville. Fox Weather's Michael Estimes in Memphis.
A couple of our forecast models saying that we could pick up closer to about 8 inches of snow. That would be a ton for Memphis.
Parts of Texas got nearly a foot of snow. In a few hours, President-elect Trump will appear virtually at his sentencing for falsifying business record convictions. Fox's Eric Shawn reports from outside the court.
He won't be going to jail, but there could be a fine and a tongue lashing by Judge Juan Merchan. That after the Supreme Court gave this sentencing the go-ahead last night. In its decision, the High Court rejected Trump's bid to delay his sentencing.
They called for an appeal, so I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually.
He calls the case a disgrace and witch hunt. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword, save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288.
Former President Jimmy Carter is now buried next to his wife Rosalind in Plains, Georgia, after a final public farewell.
God did a good thing when he made your dad.
That's Stephen Ford addressing the Carter family before reading a eulogy at the funeral. His father wrote for Carter. Before that, former president died in 2006.
President Biden says his friendship with Jimmy Carter was born from an early endorsement from the then Delaware senator for the Georgia governor who was seeking the presidency.
It was an endorsement based on what I believe is Jimmy Carter's enduring attribute: character.
Every living former president joined President Biden at the funeral at the Washington National Cathedral. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, after a day off of trading in honor of former President Carter's funeral, stock futures are down modestly before the jobs report next hour, expected to show about 155,000 hires last month, with unemployment rate staying at 4.2%. In the college football playoffs, the Irish keep fighting.
Notre Dame will play for a national championship.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
That was courtesy of ESPN as Mitch Jeter nailed a go-ahead 41-yard field goal with 7 seconds remaining in the college football playoff semifinals, and Notre Dame walked out of the Orange Bowl with a 27-24 victory over Penn State. In a fourth quarter that was filled with offensive fireworks, it was Penn State that made the big mistake. Nittany Lions quarterback Drew Aller was intercepted with 33 seconds remaining in Penn State territory, and the Fighting Irish were able to get into field goal range. Notre Dame faces the winner of Friday night's matchup between Texas and Ohio State. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
The NFL playoffs start tomorrow. The Monday night game has been moved out of Los Angeles because of the wildfire disaster. Now the Rams will play the Minnesota Vikings in Arizona. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency issued a state of emergency Thursday ahead of a significant winter storm that's making its way across the volunteer state right now. In addition, Governor Bill Lee has ordered all state offices to close today. Anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snowfall expected for most parts of the mid-state. Meantime, Tennessee Tech University offices will be closed today due to the expected snowfall. A statement from the university also stated that many campus services will also be closed, including all dining hall services and the recreation center. A Putnam County juvenile faces a charge accusing him of possessing explosive components. According to a press release from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, a tip led deputies to the juvenile's home where they found components capable of producing an explosive device. The release says the investigation remains active and ongoing. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window studio. It's 7:06 now. Winter Storm 2025 team coverage.
It's 28 degrees right now, and Randy Jones, road supervisor, is with us. And how do you guys prepare for this? I know the snow is not here yet. It's coming probably a little after 9 this morning, and it's a sure thing.
Well, we've got our trucks out this morning, putting some salt on the hills and the dangerous intersections, and trying to get ahead of it a little bit to get prepared when it does get here. Because when it does start falling, it's going to come pretty fast. Looks like.
Now, with the temperatures where they're going to be in that 30-degree range, I know snow's going to be falling at a pretty good rate at some point today. But does that help with the melting with the, because I know before when we've had like one of these and it's been like, 17, 15 degrees, it's hard for the salt to work. But in this scenario, how good does the salt work on those curves and things like that?
Well, it will be a lot better. It will work a lot better. This is going to be more of a wet snow. Mm-hmm. It will push off a lot better with the plows, and as we push off, we'll salt behind it, and it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a lot easier to get rid of than the one we had back last year.
I was wondering about things. I know last year it got so bitter cold. I mean, wasn't nothing you could do about it.
No, it gets that cold. It won't. The salt won't do anything. Mm-hmm. The sunshine didn't come out, and just nothing worked for us last year. And,
so basically, with the road conditions, this is the best possible thing we could have in the way of snow, where the roads may not get too bad. Just be careful in certain spots.
Right. We'll be working all throughout the day and up into the night tonight, and then tomorrow we'll come back in and come back in and try to clear the roads off more. They're talking about some black ice about Monday, so it's just we'll try to get it cleaned off the best we can.
Randy, with when the state has when they declare an emergency like this, and what does that mean for our local road departments? Just more of the same, or is there anything else that you have to do as far as when they call it an emergency?
No, it's just the same for us. We don't have any more no more equipment that we can use. We don't have brine and all that stuff, so it's pretty pricey to get set up in that, and we're not set up for it. We can only have like 6 trucks and got 700-mile road, so we're not going to be everywhere. So we'll do the best we can.
And something I know that we always like to remind people of is that there's county roads, and that's what you guys are in charge of. And then there's state roads and city roads, and and things like that. So give us the breakdown of kind of what that means.
Well, the state roads are like the interstate, Highway 136, Highway 70, 135, 111. Those are the state roads. And then everything inside the city limits of Cookeville, Baxter, Allgood, and Monterey, the town takes care of that.
I got you. And then, but you're everything else all around the county.
Sir.
You get all the the curvy, hilly roads.
Right.
Yeah.
We get some of the bad roads.
I asked Sheriff Eddie Ferris this on days like today. What's the road in Putnam County you hate the most?
Probably Up Mountain.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
It's always one of the worst roads, and probably Pfeiffer Mountain. The mountains to the east is what gives us the most trouble.
Right. So. If people do have to be, and I know the line is don't go out, but a lot of times you have to. Do you have any driving tips for people?
Well, stay off your brakes as much as you can and just ease along, and watch the other vehicles. That's a lot of it. That's a lot of the problems is people that's in a hurry and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they think they can drive.
They think they can drive.
That's the key right there.
Well, Randy, we know you're a little under the weather today, so we appreciate you taking some time this morning and hope you get to feeling better. And I know y'all always do a great job, and we appreciate you. Be sure to tell all your employees we appreciate them. And or if they're listening, guys, we appreciate you.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
So we appreciate your time, Randy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, see, that's Randy Jones. Bye. See you, Randy. That is Randy Jones, the county road supervisor for Putnam County. They're getting out now and doing some pre-salting, so that should help as the snow starts. And then they plan on continuing scraping and salting throughout the day and probably the night.
And we're going to talk in just a few moments with Brandon Smith. He is with EMS, Putnam County EMS. So we'll talk to him, too, about how they're preparing and just trying to keep you updated with how our area handles things like this.
Yeah, and we got a big one coming. They're talking around 6 inches for most of the upper Cumberland area. Snow is not here yet, even if it looks like it on radar. Snow's not here yet. Just the atmosphere hadn't got wet enough for the snow to start falling yet. Looks like the timeline is between 8 and 9 is when we'll start seeing our first flakes of snow. Again, if you got to run out to the grocery store, do it right now. Get right back home. We'll keep you updated throughout the day, not just here on WHUB and not just this morning here on Good Morning Cookeville, but all of the Cookeville communication stations, which is the Country Giant, Kiss FM, of course, us, 107.7 and 1400, the Hub, 106.1, the Eagle. Will keep you updated. And about 10 o'clock this morning, we're going to join Anthony Taylor and the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel. That's what you'll be able to see on Hub Plus. That's on your Roku. If you want to download that, you can just search Hub space plus PLUS, or you can tune to channel 192 on Spectrum, or Twin Lakes TV. Brandon Smith from EMS coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live from the Willow Window Studio. Stay with us.
Smith dribbles to the top of the key and lets it fly, and it's no good. Oh, but wait, he was fouled. They'll have another chance to win. Hey, you know what this reminds me of, Bub?
The game against State last year?
Nope, the bonus scratch instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They give you 2 chances to win, one on the front of the ticket and one on the back.
Okay, that's random.
Play the bonus scratch instant games today for your chance at up to $500,000. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service along with Colonial Automotive would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at dasautosales.com.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
All right, you said bye-bye to big government and you want limited government. You voted for that. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you are still using the big carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, I ask, why are you doing that? Because my cell phone company, Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers. You get the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and they're based here in the U.S., and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Now, that's right. There's simply no need to spend $85, $100 a month per person on your wireless bill. Not when you can get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. And by the way, the average family of 4 saves about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:17 now.
And we have 27 degrees, and a lot of folks waking up this morning saying, well, there's no snow. They were wrong.
It didn't do nothing.
People texting me and stuff, and I'm like, it's coming.
Yeah,
Believe me, it's coming. From Putnam County EMS, Brandon Smith is with us. And how do you guys prepare for this?
Yeah, so we've actually been preparing for a few days at EMA and rescue and fire department, all the different agencies, making sure that, chainsaws are topped off and all the blades sharpened, everything ready in case we have trees or anything like that start falling, ensuring we're topped off with fuel and get our personnel staffing. So we at the rescue squad, we actually staff personnel during an event like this to be able to provide four-wheel drive support for ambulances for the EMS crews.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. I mean, somebody's having a medical emergency during something like this. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually staff personnel at the 3 major areas of the county, east, middle, and west, of course. And our crews you'll see them driving through town. A lot of times we'll run non-emergency just in case the ambulance has trouble, gets stuck, or something like that. But it also creates an issue, getting stretchers in and out of houses and backboards in and out of houses. And sometimes just having an extra set of hands to come across that snowy or icy porch or set of steps is a big part of it as well.
You know, that's what us little civilized folks, we're us citizens, we don't think about that and how much, extra it would take in weather conditions too. I mean, it's hard anyway. That's a difficult job that y'all do. How well do the ambulances make it through, snowy weather?
Yeah, when I used to work at EMS and was a training officer, I told people ambulances go really, really well in snow, but they don't stop worth the flip. So you just you got to plan for that. They do travel pretty well for the most part, but if they ever start going their own direction, they're a little difficult to recover.
Yeah.
But anybody that drives a pickup truck around here, about putting some weight in the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
It's not a lot different. It's just a really top heavy load in the bed of that truck. But the back end's heavy weighted, so they go pretty good. It's just when they get in trouble, they get in big trouble really quick.
I guess y'all are like us. It's like, I like the snow, but the ice is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And we, for us, one's not much different than the other, except for the impact that it has on the motor in public.
Yeah.
We don't get to stay home, and we don't do anything much different except for when the ice hits. There's not a lot of flat ground around here, and you don't realize that until you start driving all over it when it's covered in a thin layer of ice.
Mm-hmm. There may be that when it first starts, maybe just a little bit of freezing rain to start, then it turns all to snow. In fact, 98% of it's going to be snow. 6 inches is what they're talking about, starting between 8 and 9 this morning. As the day goes on, how does that change for EMA? The beginning, and then you got all those heavy bands coming through, and then tonight when everything kind of freezes back over. Are there there's like 3 different levels of things that could be an emergency during those times. What is that, and then how do you respond to some of those emergencies?
Yeah, you're spot on. That's the 3 phases of it. The transition phase, as we call it, is that first phase where the roads go from clear to, okay, well, it's okay here, but then it's slick there, or especially as you drive up the Monterey Mountain. Anybody that has driven to Monterey routinely during the snow can tell you that point at about the 296 where it just automatically changes over.
Yeah.
It's almost like you hit the county line and everything changes right there at that 296 point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the tricky part. Folks who are not familiar with the Monterey Mountain or even coming up the Buffalo Valley Hill, coming up into Silver Point, can do the same thing where you're driving along and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it just starts getting slick.
Right.
And so we typically see some issues on the interstate when that first transition happens. Then throughout the day, it's mostly the people who had to get out, people who had to be out in it to go to work or to check on a family member, or for whatever reason they had to be out, or some people just wanted to be out and wanted to say, well, it's not going to happen, we'll wait till later. And then they get stuck in it.
Yeah.
And then the nighttime, like you said, when things refreeze, that's when it gets kind of dangerous. We're fortunate here that for the most part, folks just stay inside, especially as it starts getting darker.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tries to get all their running done in the daytime, even when there's 6 inches of snow on the ground. And we do pretty well at nighttime, but it's certainly a lot different at night than it is during the daylight.
Do you think people just try to take those chances sometimes, and that's what gets them in trouble?
Yeah, sometimes. We know for a fact that a lot of the folks that we deal with that crash or that have trouble during a winter weather event will tell us, well, I thought I could get home before it did this, or I thought I could do that. And they just didn't heed the warning of the forecast. And I understand that. That's challenging because so many times when the forecast comes out, it doesn't come to fruition exactly like they thought it would.
Right.
That's true. And this one we've been prepared for about a couple of days, and y'all have too, and you've been warning everybody.
Yeah, this one's one of those that's a pretty sure bet. And if you look at the radar, you know it's a sure bet. I was looking at cameras back around Chapel Hill and areas back to the west and south of us just a few minutes ago. And the radar cameras that we see down there are just significant amounts of wet snow falling.
Oh, wow.
And at some point, those heavier bands that you talked about, Jason, at some point those heavier bands can create visibility issues too. So
Yeah.
we're looking out for that, and we're aware that may be another issue we could have.
Any words of wisdom for people listening? And I know over the past year, there's been several people that's moved into the Upper Cumberland, whether they're from California maybe, and maybe this is their first big snow here in the Upper Cumberland, or they're from up north, and God bless them. They're pretty sure they can drive in this, but maybe they haven't experienced a hill like we have.
That's right.
Can you give our some of our new people a little piece of advice in how it's different here than say Illinois?
Yeah, I mentioned there's not a lot of flat ground, and if you lived here for a very long time, that you just kind of get used to the hills and the hollers and the twists, and that's what makes it so different here. That and the elevation changes.
Mm-hmm.
This event, the elevation change is not as big of a deal. It's typically those where we're kind of on the borderline between rain and snow that the mountain makes a difference. But I saw a comment from somebody who moved here from up north years ago on Facebook yesterday, and he said, an inch of snow here is just different than an inch of snow up north.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Our communities, we don't have the preparedness and the capabilities in snow and ice like they do up north. Up north, they deal with it all the time. And so they have buku-doodles of salt trucks and salt bins and plows and all of those things. We just don't have as many of those things. They're not typically as necessary here. So we don't spend the money on that. We just understand that we're going to have a couple of days where things slow down quite a bit. So I would say it's different here.
And there's some seasons we don't even have snow.
Yeah. So I just tell folks, just take your time. If you're going to get out, if you have to get out, and we understand people have to get out. But if you have to, just take your time, allow extra time to travel, make sure somebody knows where you're going and when you should be there, so that if you don't arrive, we know to come look for you somewhere along your route, because there are a lot of areas, not that far outside the city areas. There are a lot of areas where you could slide off the road and not be visible to anybody that's driving down that same road.
Brandon, tell us too, in the command center there at EMA, what do you have in the command center, and what does that look like, and how does that help on days like today?
Yeah, so we're right across the hall from the 911 center, and 911 is really the brain and the hub of everything that goes on during an event like this. That's where the calls come into, that's where the resources are managed. But then the emergency operations center is right across the hall. If things really start to get out of hand or we start to have widespread impacts, we have cameras all over the communities. And we're looking, when I say cameras, we're talking all across the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at cameras that are attached to radar sites and that are attached to weather stations. So we're looking at road temperatures. We're looking at atmospheric temperatures. We're looking at cameras to see what the impacts look like, overlaying with the amount of calls that are coming in the 911 system, so that we know if things are getting out of hand and maybe we're getting short on certain resources, those agencies can start calling those in. And really, that's our function in this.
So you're almost like a logistics company for emergencies.
It very much becomes a logistics company. Resource management, we call it, and it's one of the three key phases of what we do in the EOC.
Well, man, we're lucky to have such a great EMA and you guys on the scene for things like this. And Brandon will call you throughout the day as things get a little rougher around the Upper Cumberland, and hopefully you'll have some time to take for us to keep us updated. And if there's any information we need to get out, man, just give us a holler and we'll get on it lickety split. Okay.
That sounds great. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Brandon. It's Brandon Smith, Director of EMA here in Putnam County. Lucky to have such a great EMA to depend on in this area.
Brandon, who we just talked to, was one of the main folks who led the way, helping all the Hurricane Helene victims.
And all the people out in East Tennessee did a great job out there. So lucky to have them, and we'll keep you updated again throughout the day. Looks like we're probably between 30 minutes to an hour from getting a start on this winter storm that's coming. 6 inches ish possible. It's going to start off fairly light, then those heavy bands come through, and it's going to add up really quick. Again, if you need to make a quick trip down to the DG, now's the time.
Yeah.
It's not after 8, not after 8:30, certainly not after 9.
So yesterday afternoon, they still had some milk at one of the Dollar Generals that I went to because I thought I'll just try them instead of going into a big old grocery store. But the Upper Cumberland weather guy, Anthony Taylor, was on earlier, and he said, people might think it didn't happen because there's nothing this morning.
Right.
But it'll start coming really down at 9 a.m. and then continue all day into the night. And then it's going to add up quickly.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep you updated throughout the day here on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Also, all of the Cookeville communication stations. We've got you hooked up with the people who know what's going on, and we'll get you there all day long with the latest, especially if there's any sort of emergency or anything like that. But pretty much once it starts snowing, get home, stay home, watch some Prices Right.
You're bringing back your old days when you used to watch that with your grandparents.
Eat some chili.
Yeah.
Do something, I don't know.
But stay in and stay safe.
Turn on Netflix and just have a big day. That's what today's for. My wife Donna is calling it second Christmas.
She's so cute. I love her.
She loves snow. She lived in Alabama for so long where they didn't get it.
Yeah.
And now she's like, it's gonna snow.
It's a Christmas miracle after Christmas.
And she loves it. So should be a good day. 7:30 now, and coming up we'll be talking to the Cookeville City Police. That's on the way. Who else, Sheila? I know you had another one, didn't you?
Yeah, it's Cookeville City Police Captain Anthony Leonard. He's going to talk with us.
That sounds good. More of Winter Storm Coverage 2025 on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville. Hang out with us.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The system that the Putnam County school system uses to track grades and attendance has been compromised by a security breach. In a notice to parents, the school system said an unauthorized party gained access to the Power School system late last month, affecting school districts nationwide. The notice said the breach included access to data concerning students and teachers. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency issued a state of emergency Thursday ahead of a significant winter storm that's making its way across the volunteer state. In addition, Governor Bill Lee has ordered all state offices to close today. Cookeville police arrested a man Tuesday for allegedly firing a gun through his window while intoxicated. A police report said 27-year-old Adam Christopher Miller also resisted officers' efforts to take him into custody. He's charged with 2 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of resisting. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. On UCR last night, the Upperman Bees beat Stone Memorial to open 7 AAA play. On the girls' side, Upperman won 71-42, and on the boys' side, Upperman won 62-45. Pickett County also swept Clay County to open up 7 single-A play, with the Lady Bobcats winning 73-47 and the Bobcats winning 76-41. Tennessee Tech men continued their win streak, beating Eastern Illinois 69-64 for their 5th win in a row. The Tech women lost 71-40 to Eastern Illinois. Notre Dame is the first team to punch their ticket to the CFP National Championship as they beat Penn State 27-24 last night. The game was tied 10-10 to start the 4th quarter. Penn State had the ball with 50 seconds to play and threw an interception near midfield to set up Notre Dame's chances for the game-winning field goal. The Minnesota Vikings playoff game against the Los Angeles Rams is being moved from LA to Arizona as the California wildfires continue burning. The game is still set for Monday at 7 p.m. Georgia quarterback Carson Beck had originally planned to enter the NFL draft and is instead entering the transfer portal. According to reports, Miami could be a potential destination for Beck. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
New details emerging in connection to Nashville's first murder of 2025. Metro Nashville police say an apparent homeless man was found along the downtown riverbank underneath the sidewalk on Gay Street Wednesday afternoon. It's believed he died from blunt force trauma to the head. Investigators are trying to figure out when the incident took place and the victim's identity. Officers are currently reviewing camera footage shot around the area. Meantime, a Madison County man in custody in connection to a nearly 15-year-old cold case just outside Memphis. The TBI says 40-year-old David Weaver was arrested and charged with first-degree murder Wednesday. He's accused of shooting Tommy Dean Jr. inside his Toon home in August 2010. Weaver was indicted by the Hardin County grand jury earlier this week before being arrested by U.S. Marshals several days later. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Nicole, don't you just love this coffee shop?
Yeah, Maria. And it's nice to get out of the house without the kids for a change.
I know what you mean. I ran all over town with mine yesterday. But we got a lot done. They even got their yearly flu vaccines.
Really? I thought your kids were healthy like mine. They don't need to get vaccinated.
Actually, they do. My doctor says that healthy kids can get really sick from the flu. She said about 20,000 kids are hospitalized because of it every year, and some even die from it.
Wow. I didn't realize flu could be that serious. I'd better find out about getting my kids vaccinated, too.
Seasonal influenza is a serious disease that kills about 36,000 Americans each year and results in more than 200,000 hospitalizations, including over 20,000 children. Health officials recommend annual vaccination for all kids 6 months through 18 years. Get fluent. Learn the flu facts. Visit PreventChildhoodInfluenza.org.
Work will soon get underway to remove debris from East Tennessee waterways following Hurricane Helene. The state has selected Phillips and Jordan Incorporated as the primary contact to get rid of storm debris in at least 5 counties. Officials say the trees, sediment, and man-made materials left behind during Helene threaten local ecosystems and increase the risk of flooding in communities. The contract with the Knoxville-based company is expected to begin as soon as next week. The removal process will likely take several months. Meantime, a low-cost airline bringing more nonstop flights for travelers out of the Music City. Spirit Airlines says it's adding new direct routes to Houston, Texas, and Boston, Massachusetts from Nashville International Airport starting March 5th. 3 days later, the carrier will add a limited service to 3 Florida cities in time for spring break. Trips to Pensacola will run 4 times a week, while flights to Miami and Fort Myers once a week. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Winter storm warnings now out for all 95 counties in Tennessee. Snow's going to break out early on Friday morning and spread from west to east. As it does, accumulations will mount, travel problems will develop. We'll see temperatures top out in the mid-30s, but then as the snow starts, they'll drop a little bit, and into the evening hours will fall back to around 20. The snow should taper off. Total accumulations right now look about 4 to 6 inches for our area.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
Good morning,
On
Cookeville.
107.7
We're
and
Jason
1400,
Sheila.
The
We're here in
Hub.
the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:37. We're under a winter storm watch.
Warning now.
A warning. Approximately 6 inches of snow coming down today. Nothing has started yet.
No.
At least
It's there. It's in the atmosphere, is what Anthony Taylor said, the Upper Cumberland weather guy.
so. It's going to be on us here shortly, and like I said, in town right now, if you're waking up, there's nothing. You might wake up and go, "Oh, these weathermen, they screwed up again." But it's going to get rough, and Captain Anthony Leonard from the Cookeville Police Department is on the phone with us. Anthony, as it goes on today, what are some words of precaution that you would give the citizens of Cookeville?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I would definitely suggest that if you don't need to get out today, once that snow starts to come and really starts to accumulate on the roads, I would advise not getting out. So with that means to be prepared beforehand. So if there's anything that you might need before the snow comes, now's the perfect time to do that, to get out and get those basic necessities, and definitely stay indoors. If you have to get out, be warm, dress warm, but multiple layers is always a good way. Be sure to have the hats and gloves in your car, things like that. If you did have some trouble with your vehicle and ended up having to pull over and stop, you definitely want to be able to keep warm. Make sure you have a cell phone that's charged where you can contact the police if you need assistance, and we'll certainly come and help in any way that we can.
And we talked to the sheriff about this a little bit, about the difference between what's an emergency and what's not. So when should we, what's a 911 call and what's just a call to the police department?
Absolutely. There is a big difference between that emergency and non-emergency call. And we have, of course, 911 set up for emergencies. If you are experiencing some type of life-threatening event, that's definitely a 911 phone call. If it's not life-threatening, or if you think that you could call a couple friends or someone else before you call the police, then we would suggest you call that non-emergency line.
I got you.
The phone number here at the Cookeville Police Department is 526-2125. That'll get you the help that you need if it's inside the city limits.
526-2125. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, on days like today, does the police department, is it more staffed than normal, or do you keep it normal until you know you need it?
Yeah, we are at full staff. We do have some other assignments that typically wouldn't be focused on what we would consider a patrol or being out in the road. Some of our office staff, like our investigators, some of our administrative staff, all of those are prepared today to go out and assist patrol if the call volume increases to where patrol is having a lack in the response. Then you'll see some folks that wouldn't normally be out on the road. You'll see them out assisting our citizens any way that they can.
What's some of the biggest mistakes we make? Let's say we have to go out at some point. We have to go out. We have to drive in this. What are some mistakes that we could keep from making that we won't have to call y'all? You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
What's the best way to navigate the roads of Cookeville on a day like today, other than not? We're pretending that we have to get out.
One of the biggest problems would be overconfidence. One section of the road could be, perfectly drivable, but as soon as you get to the turn, or as soon as you start going down the hill, the condition of the road may change. So being overconfident is definitely a problem. So I would suggest that you would drive slower than you would normally, looking ahead further than you would normally, stepping on the brakes earlier than you would normally. So it's just taking the extra seconds to be prepared for what might come ahead. And being prepared for that will, even if there is no problem, now it may take you an extra few minutes to get home, but in the long run, it's definitely going to be worth it.
There's so many times, Captain Leonard, that I see folks with four-wheel drives, and I know that they can drive, they think they can drive better in the snow and ice, but they're driving real fast. Just because you got a four-wheel drive doesn't mean you don't have to slow down, correct?
That's right. So this guy a long time ago called Newton, he came up with these laws that things going straight will continue straight until some other force makes them turn. So just because you have four-wheel drive doesn't mean that you're able to take turns any faster. What four-wheel drive really helps with is if you're at a stop and you need to get started, those four wheels turning can help with that. But when Newton's energy takes over in the turn, you're going to keep going straight even if your wheels are turned sideways.
And I love my Southern boys and I love my trucks and all that stuff, but they sometimes like, well, I got a four-wheel drive. I can drive on anything. I mean, not that I'm mocking.
I mean, it does make it a little bit better, especially if you know how to drive in the snow.
But they're flying by me.
That doesn't mean you need to be out in parking lots doing doing donuts.
Oh, now
today.
that don't bother me. They're out of my way.
That's
well, it does bother us. So
I'm
if
sure.
someone in the
Yes,
parking lot,
Captain
that would
Leonard.
Yeah.
that would be an emergency call.
Sheila, don't forget the police department's
Oh,
on
that's
the
right.
phone.
We're talking to
Right.
Captain Leonard from Cookeville City Police Department.
How many times have I told you never incriminate yourself?
Oh, I don't do the donuts, but I've seen other people doing it when the whole parking lot's empty.
Yeah.
Not that they're still allowed to, but
Right.
I understand the enticement, so to speak.
I totally understand the enticement. I think even Captain Leonard understands the enticement to do it, but that doesn't mean
that we do it.
that you should be out.
Well,
should
if
be
you're
out
in your own field and you're on your own property and you're having fun at your own place, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
we would ask that you don't bring it into the public. Don't get down to your favorite shopping center in the large parking lot and
Yeah.
start doing it because it's still against the law.
Right, because you will get a visit from Cookeville's finest.
That's exactly right.
Well, Anthony, thanks so much for taking time for us this morning. You guys stay safe out there. I know it's a treacherous day for all the police officers too that are out working today and working roads, working accidents, and it won't be a pleasant day for several of the Cookeville PD. But just and let them know that we appreciate them too, and we'll try to behave a little bit better today.
That sounds good. We appreciate your partnership. We appreciate everything you do for the community to keep them up to date. And let's look forward to a great day today.
Absolutely. Captain Anthony Leonard with the Cookeville Police Department. Thank you so much, man.
Take care.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. We got one more segment. We'll be right back. Please hang out with us.
Drive into 2025 with some ridiculous savings from Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. We need to sell off our remaining 2024 inventory, and we are doing everything we can to make it happen. Get up to $9,500 off 2024 F-150s, up to $11,000 off 2024 Expeditions, and even up to $15,000 off 2024 Lincoln Navigators. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnCookeville.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey Golden Eagle fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman. Join us for an action-packed night at the Hooper Ebelin Center Thursday, January 16th versus Southeast Missouri at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients said something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:50 now, and Winter Storm 2025 is upon us.
Yes, it is. We have 28 degrees right now, so that's good. That I know it's below freezing, but not too much below.
Right.
It'll start out. The roads probably won't be as cold.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that. The
Well, there's a
ground
lot of
underneath.
pre-treating going on right now. We talked to Randy Jones, the county road supervisor, and they are out pre-treating now. I know the city is as well, and we got a report that TDOT is also out treating some of the roads with some brine and some salt and things like that. So that will definitely make things better. It's not going to make things great.
Yeah, and I know if you're just getting up, you see the roads and everything looks just like it did yesterday.
Yes.
And, dry, and they think, oh, well, they've gotten it wrong. No, the snow's supposed to come, sometime after 9 and then keep falling up into the nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it will come quickly. It will be a wet snow. Anthony Taylor with Upper Cumberland Weather was telling us, no, it's a sure thing. It's still in the atmosphere right now, but it's going to be coming down within the next couple of hours.
This is one of those deals that all the weather people agreed on.
Yeah.
And,
so it's a sure thing.
And it started Monday, and there was, back and forth about how much. We were talking about it earlier in the week that, 3 to 8 inches. And now they've got it narrowed down, and it looks like right in that 6-inch range. Now, again, some places may get up to 8. Some people may be at 4, but it looks like an average of about 6 inches across the Upper Cumberland today. And word from everybody, whether that's been the road department, the sheriff's department, EMA, Cookeville police, and we've talked to them all this morning. Thanks to all of them for agreeing to come on, is stay at home.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, if you want to be safe, stay at home.
And I know some people have to get to work.
Yeah.
But and a lot of places have closed due to the storm watch and warning.
Mm-hmm.
But be careful when you have to get out. They're just saying drive slowly. Be prepared. Have blankets in your car. Have some salt in your car. Kitty litter, whatever. If you do, slide and get in a ditch, there's something that can get you out.
Yeah. And good luck finding rock salt.
Yeah, it's hard to find, isn't it?
It is. I don't know. I know for sure that that Lowe's ran out of it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet some of our smaller independent hardware stores still have one. Whether that's if you're in Monterey and go to Landers Trade, or you're Baxter and go over to Potter's Ace Hardware.
Right.
You might want to call first to see if they have it. But
Potter's Ace is right across the street from us too. At Willow Window, the Willow Windows showroom.
So you may still want to call to see if they have it, because I know yesterday there was a run on rock salt and apparently a run on sleds.
Yes, you were saying at Landers Trade, and I saw a video they did with a little kid, trying to pick out the sled he wanted.
Yeah,
they sold 80 sleds yesterday.
80 sleds yesterday. They've got 50 left. This is going to be a great sled and snow.
And it's not
because you'll be able
easy.
to pack it down.
Not easy to find sleds, really.
No,
so they
not
did
right now.
good getting those sleds in.
You got a few, maybe just maybe 30 more minutes, really, if you need to make a quick trip, to be honest with you, before the snow starts in earnest. There may be a flurry, and that's how it'll start. It'll start light, and then as the way Anthony Taylor from Upper Cumberland Weather was telling us, as it starts, the atmosphere gains more moisture. As the atmosphere gains more moisture and it pulls moisture up from the Gulf, then that's when it gets really started, gets cranked up.
We've seen flurries here lately.
Yeah.
This will be snow showers, maybe even some thunder snow.
Yeah. They said that wasn't out of the question. And then, of course, everybody's talking about, Jim Cantori's in Nashville.
But seriously, though, when he's in Nashville, it's a sure shot that he's not going to come to this area unless he knows it's going to snow.
Here's something I've noticed, though, about Jim Cantori as we all get older.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to the most dangerous spots anymore.
He had a snowstorm the other day, and I saw him playing with a dog in the snow, and I'm like, that's the kind of job you want.
Yeah. He's
not standing in the eye of the hurricane,
Yeah. And I've had the opportunity to meet Jim Cantori.
Yeah.
And when you see Jim Cantori on television and he's standing there in the hurricane, it looks like he's a pretty big fella.
Right.
He's a teeny little fella. He's short.
Really?
Yeah, he's like your size.
He ain't 5'3".
You
You think he's that short?
He may be, Sheila.
Really?
I mean,
because he has such a big personality.
he's definitely under 6 feet. I can tell you that because I'm 6'1",
Yeah.
and he was itty bitty.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, but he's got that low center of gravity, though. That's why he was able to stand up to those hurricanes.
Yeah, I never once saw him fall. I saw him get pushed a little bit by the wind. Never seen him fall.
You'd be a good hurricane person.
Yeah, I would stand my ground.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that.
Got that low center of gravity. You can, maybe that's what it takes.
I want to be the older Jim where he's out in the snow playing with the dog. I don't want to be in the eye of the hurricane.
I'm tall. If you put me on the hurricane, I look like one of those things in front of a car lot that's got the arms that's swinging around and all that stuff. Wind would get me
Oh, my goodness.
and in a hurry. But so it looks like right now you probably still have approximately 30 minutes to get out before the snow starts.
Brandon Smith just texted me. He said snow has started in the western end of Baxter and Silver Point.
Okay. All right. So it's here.
We predicted it pretty good thanks to Anthony Taylor from the Upper Cumberland Weather.
Get home as quick as you can. Stay home if you can. We'll keep you updated all day long about what's going on. But I can tell you what's going to be going on today. Snow.
And all of our stations will have updated coverage.
Yeah, throughout the day.
At Cookeville Communications. And that is, of course, News Talk 107.7, The Hub, 1400.
I'll be your lovely emergency host today.
Country Giant, 94.7.
That's right.
98.5 Kiss FM and 106.1 The Eagle. That's all the Cookeville communication stations.
And then starting at 10 a.m. this morning, we're going to join the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel on Hub Plus. So you can download the Hub Plus app to your Roku and stay up to date with what's happening with the weather. That way you're not having to sit through a bunch of Nashville stuff. You can just watch the local weather on Hub Plus. You can watch that through the Roku app. You can download that Hub space Plus, spell out HUB space PLUS, and then you'll see it as one of the options there that you can download on your Roku. Also on channel 192 on Twin Lakes TV. You can watch it there if you have Spectrum and Charter cable. That's also on channel 192. If you watch through Spectrum Digital, for some reason they left us off of that.
We need to talk to them about that.
And they don't care if we complain. They only care if you complain.
So thank you if you want to help.
If you want to complain.
And also our YouTube, search Good Morning Cookeville.
At Good Morning Cookeville.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll be but if you want to watch just Upper Cumberland weather, I mean, he's got plenty of places you can watch it, but it's just an easier way to get it on your big screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's all we're providing. Upper Cumberland Weather does a great job. It's great to partner with them. Great to partner with Upper Cumberland Reporter for Sports. We've got some great community partners here at Cookeville Communications and the Hub. We appreciate all those people getting in with us and helping us out on days like today.
And real quick, as soon as I talked to everybody yesterday, preparing them that we were going to text them and call, the community has been really great allowing us to call them so early in the morning, as I know they're busy on things like this, and they were wanting to update the public. So thanks to everybody.
Let's stay safe today. Stay home if you can. Again, if you got to run out, just real quick. We're talking like 15, 20 minutes. Run down to the DG, get some essentials, and head back home. Now's the time. If you wait longer, it's going to be
rougher. Yeah.
Snowmageddon.
No.
But we'll keep you here. We'll keep with you all day. Have a great weekend, too. And also need to say congratulations to my friend Sean McDermott on his team winning last night. Notre Dame beat Penn State.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a game there toward the end, and Notre Dame pulled it out. I didn't think they would. Penn State looked like they were going to run away with it at the beginning. So Notre Dame's in the college football championship.
How about that?
And we'll have to see who they're going to be up against, and we'll see that this weekend. So that should be fun. Get to stay at home in the snow and watch college football.
Stay safe, y'all.
It's going to be a good day. As long as everybody stays home and
Right.
stay safe and watches college football and has snacks. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB.